Jack was on an adventurous trip deep in the forest with his friends. Unfortunately, he found himself lost. All of his friends were trying their best to find him. They found him after 4 days of tireless search. But these 4 days, Jack had nothing to eat. So, how could he survive without taking any food where he needs much energy every day for his basic physiological activity? The answer is so simple. His body used his body fats and proteins to produce glucose. Here, fats and proteins are non-carbohydrate source, but they produced glucose, which is carbohydrate in nature. So, today we are gonna talk about the chemistry behind the production of carbohydrate products from this non-carbohydrate source. That means we will discuss about gluconeogenesis in this video, and this is Naida San from Team Kalosambiri.
Through gluconeogenesis, non-carbohydrate substrate produces glucose. Here the substrates may be glucogenic amino acid, glycerol, pyruvate, lactate, and intermediates of TCA cycle. Mainly gluconeogenesis occurs in liver, and the other site where gluconeogenesis takes place is kidney. Here the rate limiting enzymes are pyruvate carboxylase, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase, fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase, and glucose 6-phosphatase. In gluconeogenesis, NADH is needed as coenzyme, and 6-ATP is needed to produce one molecule of glucose from 2-pyruvate or 2 molecule of lactate. These steps of gluconeogenesis may seem to be very difficult to you, but basically it's very easy. Actually, it is the combination of glycolysis, TCA cycle, and some relevant accessory reactions. In glycolysis, you may have noticed that there is 3 reactions which are one way in direction in optimal body condition. They are this reaction, this, and this. So you can see in glycolysis, glucose can easily be converted into glucose 6-phosphate in optimal body temperature and optimal body condition. Then fructose 6-phosphate also can convert it into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, and phosphoenol pyruvate can also be converted into pyruvate. But glucose 6-phosphate cannot be converted into glucose. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphate cannot be converted into fructose, and pyruvate cannot be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. So, to produce glucose from glycerol, lactate, pyruvate, glucogenic amino acid, and many other intermediates of TCA cycle, we need to produce glucose from glucose 6-phosphate, produce fructose 6-phosphate from fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, and phosphoenol pyruvate from pyruvate. Here, 4 enzymes can help us to alter the direction of this reaction or alter the process. Pyruvate cannot be directly converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. To produce phosphoenol pyruvate from pyruvate, we need to produce oxaloacetate from pyruvate first. Here, pyruvate carboxylase enzyme converts this pyruvate to oxaloacetate. This oxaloacetate can be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate by phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase. So, our one problematic step is solved. Now, to produce fructose 6-phosphate from fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase enzyme can help us. And at last, glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme helps us to convert glucose 6-phosphate into glucose. So, we have overcome all the 3 steps. Rest of the reaction is very easy. Glycerol is first converted into glycerol 6-phosphate, then it is converted dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which dihydroxyacetone phosphate along with glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate makes one molecule of glucose. On the other hand, lactate. This lactate is converted into pyruvate, and this pyruvate enters into inverse glycolysis reaction. Here, glycogenic amino acid can enter this pathway by producing pyruvate or oxaloacetate or fumarate or alpha ketoglutarate or succinyl CoA. Firstly, this intermediates of DCA cycle is converted into acetyl CoA and then enters the inverse glycolysis reaction.
Well, this was all about gluconeogenesis. Thanks for being with us all the time. Please do like and share and stay connected with us.